So that one should be good. So if you guys are new, appreciate if you come in here, hit the like and subscribe button and the follow button if you guys are on TikTok. Right now, we're going to go look at Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin is currently at $24,600, trying to test that $25,000 resistance. So we'll see if we can get above it. That is the next big resistance to the upside. And honestly, if we break $25,000, we have to go all the way back here to see where the next stop would be. I think that your next resistance to the upside after $25,000 would be all the way up at $28,300, where you held support for a while, all the way back around the 21st of May of last year. So that would be the next resistance. If you break 25K, I see a breakout to 28.3 happening, but that's the next step. Watch out, daily chart is getting very close to being completely overbought, so that's something we have to keep an eye out for. But still, again, making a higher high on the daily chart, so I like what I'm seeing that on that time frame overall. But a daily chart correction on the daily chart is expected here soon. The 4-hour chart right now definitely made a higher low. Now kind of stalling out here. We'll see what happens, but 4-hour chart still has momentum to the upside if it wants to continue. And the 1-hour chart right now has not made a higher high, but it did make a higher low a few hours ago, so I like what I'm seeing on the 1-hour chart. But you're only $400 away from getting above that resistance at 25K, so it is looking possible that we break it. And the 15-minute chart for Bitcoin still above the 200-day moving average, even on the smaller time frames, which is that yellow line. But you did make a lower high here, so just be cautious. I think the 15-minute chart is a little sketchy right now, looks a little bit bearish. The 1-hour chart made a lower high. So again, it could make a higher low here as long as you stay above $24,470, we'll call it. As long as you stay above that, technically you're still bullish on the 1-hour time frame, and on the 4-hour time frame, as long as you stay above the same price, $24,470, I think you're still bullish on the 1-hour time frame and the 4-hour time frame. And then obviously on the daily time frame, you just want to see a higher high, at least above $25,300. I think if you can break that, especially turn 25K into support, your next stop is 28,200 or 28,300. So we'll see what happens with that. But to me, Bitcoin is looking pretty decent on the larger time frames. Daily chart does need a correction, but the trend is definitely up on the daily chart. So I'm going to get Bookmap going. It shows where the liquidity is at on Bitcoin, so we'll look at that. And then if you guys have requests, I will go look at the requests as well. So that's kind of what we're doing now. Appreciate the follow, Trader. And appreciate the follow. So this is a tool I use to find out where the liquidity is at on Bitcoin. Apparently, you can use it for other coins, such as other than Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies. I only use it for Bitcoin. I think you'd have to pay for Bookmap if you wanted to. This is the free version. I think if you wanted to look at other coins besides Bitcoin, you have to pay for it. And I'm not personally. I don't. I'm just not going to do that. So right now, Bitcoin, obviously you can see it's at $24,600. Yeah, you guys can see that on TikTok. So if you zoom out, you see a few sells up here at 27,000. So a few sell orders. And then if you look down here, you see a few, the green is obviously buy orders if the price were to fall. So if we just zoom out, there's, like I said, I would say the liquidity is kind of even across the board overall. Although way down here, you still have a lot of liquidity at 15,000, so the bears still probably thinking you can go down that low. So it's still possible. I'm not ruling it out just yet. I think if you close a weekly candle above 25K, I should say above 25,300, then I think then the bottom is in. If you can close a weekly candle this Sunday above 25.3, which could happen honestly tomorrow night, that is possible. So I think if you close tomorrow's candle above 25.3, that is extremely bullish and would probably negate any lower targets than what the low was around $15,000. We'll see what happens. But I guess right now, you have a lot of sells. You can see when we zoom back in at 25,000, there's a lot of sells. So that is a huge resistance point to get through. So you have to break that sell wall at 25K. If you can do that, this thing could moon to 28.3. Not financial advice. That's just what I'm seeing. That's where I believe the next resistance is for Bitcoin currently. If you guys have requests for altcoins, I will look at them. So let me just see if anyone's watching. So, still the best art on the internet. George and BitBoy have nothing on you. I appreciate it. My friend Brandon Roche, who I'm with now, would like to hear about SHIB if you haven't covered it already. I can go look at SHIB. I also did I did a video on SHIB yesterday, but we can go look at SHIB right now during the live stream. It should be in my favorites list, but whatever. I can search for it again, I suppose. I don't know why it's not my favorite list, but okay, SHIB. So SHIB, we'll use the Coinbase one, and I guess I'll just make another video of it. Hold on, let it go. So let's look at SHIB right now. There was a request to look at SHIB. So right now SHIB, however you want, Shiba Inu, is currently holding support at that 13 level. It's really tight, right? It's sitting on support. The daily chart looks a little bit sketchy, trying to roll over. So this might be an okay place for a trade entry. Personally, I don't have any capital to put in. But you're sitting right at support. So if you don't hold it, you could have a really tight stop loss. Not financial advice, but this is just a trade setup that if I had the money, I might invest in this or might take a trade on this. You're sitting right at support. You have support around 13. You're making higher lows on the daily chart. So to me, if I was going to enter a trade, I'd probably put a limit order at 13.05 or 13, and then with like a stop loss at like 12.5 and something like that. That's personally what I would do, because it is you're low on the daily chart, right? It is trying to roll over, but you're still pretty low. You're above the 200-day moving average, and you're sitting on support. So to me, this is a safe trade to be in. I appreciate whoever just joined the Telegram group. We do have a Telegram group as well. But anyways, on the 4-hour chart, again, you're above the 200-day moving average. Again, of course, you're sitting on support. And even the 4-hour chart RSI is low. So I like that. Let's check the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart is looking pretty good. It did make a lower high, so be cautious. But again, RSI on the 1-hour chart is very low. Now let's go to the 15-minute chart. The daily chart is low. The 4-hour chart's low. The 1-hour chart's low. Now if you are going to enter a trade, you want to see if the 15 is low. 15-minute can't go any lower. It's completely flat line. So I guess the only thing, if you really want to wait, would be waiting on that 1-hour to go a little bit lower. But the RSI is at 12. I mean, overall, I would say if you're below 20, it's an okay entry point. Overall, I think this is an okay entry on SHIB. It is a little sketchy because, again, the daily chart doesn't, it's kind of struggling, but you are making higher lows, right? The trend is your friend until the end. That's all I'll say. We'll see what happens. But overall, SHIB could be a nice trade if you want to enter around 13 or 13.05 right now, basically, and have a stop at 12.5 with a stop limit at like 12.4 or something. A stop loss around 12.5 would not be a bad idea. That means your risk would be very low, and then your resistance to the upside is 15, 17, and then above that 18. And if to the downside though, your next support would be at like 11.5. So technically, if you lose the support, you do want to have a stop loss right below it, like at 12.5. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I think SHIB is actually a decent trade setup right now, especially if Bitcoin does want to break above $25,000. So that is SHIB in a nutshell right now. It looks a little bit better than yesterday, actually, and it's a better entry point as well. So we'll see what happens. With that being said, guys, that's all I got. If you guys enjoyed this video, appreciate if you hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So, all right, so now I got that video. I'll post that after the live stream, and SHIB actually looks pretty good right now if you have the capital to invest. Yeah, I like SHIB. SHIB looks juicy to me for a nice trade as long as Bitcoin wants to play nice. Oh no. I don't know what's... Hold on. So I don't know what happened on TikTok, but apparently my live stream stopped, so I just restarted it. But yeah, anyways, Shiba Inu does look nice for a trade setup right now. I'm gonna wait for people to join back on TikTok because apparently that went off just now. But that is Shiba Inu looks like a good trade setup right now. If there's any other requests for altcoins, I will look at them. Just let me know as I restart the TikTok live stream. I've been also looking at some of the hot coins on Dex Tools while we're waiting for more people to join on TikTok again. Of course, I'm still watching Trump coin. That's kind of going sideways, going down a little bit. I'm not happy about that, but I'm still holding that. Optimus is another one that looked nice to me. I like the chart on Optimus. This is a higher market cap, around 1.5 million, or maybe now it's 2 million again. What is the market cap? It's 2.2 million, I guess. So, it came out a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago. The 4-hour chart is in a nice uptrend. 4-hour chart is oversold, and the 2-hour chart's oversold. The 1-hour chart's oversold. All time frames look very good for an entry point. Even the 15-minute chart looks good. So I like what I'm seeing on Optimus. If I had capital, I would put it in this, and I might still, I don't know. I don't have capital to put in this, but I like what I'm looking at Optimus. It's a cool project. Do your own research, of course. But you can find it on Dex Tools and join the Telegram group and all that. And the volume is decent at 200,000. So it's just a fun. This is a play I'm looking at. I'm thinking about entering right now. But Optimus is a possible one I would look into. Not financial advice. It's just another one I'm looking at beyond Trump coin. So that's yeah. So now that we're back live on TikTok, I don't know what happened, but is crypto trading similar to the stock trading? I don't trade the stock market, but usually they do go hand in hand. So if the stock market does well, then usually crypto does well, and vice versa. So I would say overall they trade similarly, but not always. I don't really watch the stock market super closely, but over the next few years, not only are you going to get better percentage returns on crypto, I think it's going to, I could see the stock market going into a recession as, the dollar fails and then crypto moons because everyone's going to want to get out of the dollar and get into like assets, which I guess is the stock market too. But I think over the next 4 years, you're going to have better returns in crypto than you would in the stock market. So it's hard to say. I do own some stock, but that's like my retirement account. But anyways, so I guess if there's any more requests, I'll do them. Otherwise, to wrap up on Bitcoin, I would say this. If Bitcoin gets above $25,000, your next resistance to the upside is 28,200. If you can't give up 25K, then obviously you still have that support at $23,400. The daily chart is getting overbought. It's a little bit sketchy right now. The 4-hour chart and the smaller time frames, everything below the 4-hour chart looks good to me for an entry on Bitcoin, but the daily chart is a little bit sketchy right now. It made a higher high. The trend is definitely up, but the daily chart might need to correct here pretty soon, as if you can't give up 25K, you're sitting at resistance and you're getting overbought on the daily time frame. So you might get another test of the 200-day moving average, or maybe a little bit higher above that. So I still think 20K is a possibility if you can't give up 25K. But I think if you close a weekly chart, possibly tomorrow, above 25,300, then that means that the bottom is in for Bitcoin at 15K. That still doesn't rule out you won't fill the CME gap at 20,000, or maybe it's at 19.5 for Bitcoin. So I still think 20K is possible, even if you get above 25K. But I think the bottom would be in, or bottom would be confirmed if you can close tomorrow's candle above 25.3. So that's kind of just what I'm looking at on the market and what I'm thinking. I appreciate the roses. So if there's any other requests, I'll wait a few more seconds to see if there's another request. Otherwise, I'll be back live Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time in 3 days. We go live every single week, Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Central Time, and then, of course, on Saturdays today, 3 p.m. Central Time. So, and then, of course, we also have a Telegram group, so feel free to join that. Link is in the bio and description of the YouTube video. And, yeah, let me check YouTube one more time to see if there's any other requests. And if there's not, I'm going to end the YouTube live stream, and then I'll end the... So I guess that's it. So, and then if there's any requests on TikTok, go look at that. And if not,